Sold it. Hail.
Ooh, that was close. I don't always eat. And also, if I don't eat, I'll die. I don't understand why that's a problem. It's a fucking weird thing to complain about. You always say weird shit and I don't ban you. Not Diablo 4. Alrighty, this map done. It's a lot of lightning. And a lot of armor.
Hail.
That's actually a really awesome shield. I wish it had a lot more armor. The fact that it's got 3 resistances is pretty crazy. Hmm. I might just list that one for like Dunk of Exalt.
I'm sure someone will
That's
want that.
That is a lot of resistance that you don't have to have on gear.
Yes.
Mhm.
I'll do you proud.
If I could roll another resistance onto that. Fire. I could run a fire resist in that. That's a lot more lightning than I had. Well, it was a rarity 5, but to get my lightning up there is nice. Up to 55% armor and a reduction on spell damage. So up to, I wish it would tell me exactly. There we go. I'm almost 100% of my armor doing reduction to both elemental um and physical. That's pretty good. Now I just need a better chest piece. It's going to be hard to find something high armor only with that kind of spirit. Well, not hard. It's just going to be expensive. Next map. How's it going, Bob? I'm doing okay. You?
The old tailbone will be feeling that one for a while.
Yeah, it's hot here. Well, I have both ACs running. I've got a portable, is right there, and the one upstairs. and it's 78 degrees in here. Also, this apartment is terrible for cooling, so there's that. Which, I mean, I normally don't mind, like 75-ish, I'm like, I'm okay. It's hotter than I'd like it to be, but I'm okay. But, yeah. Yeah, the problem is this apartment kind of faces just the wrong direction, and so the sun just hits this back wall all day, which doesn't help. Yeah, that's no fun. Yeah, no fun at all.
That's one down.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not as happy with the gemling as I thought I would be. Like, I wish there was more bonuses. At least they don't feel worth it for the spell or the abilities I'm using. But I mean, I like the little buff thing. Yeah. Yeah, I think because my main ability is fragmentation rounds, and it just gives me fires a couple extra fragments per shot, but I don't feel like that's much. So I'm getting that, and then with Herald, the Herald of Blood one is pretty decent. 5% of exploded enemies' blood loss is unscalable physical damage. Like, that's pretty good. I probably just need so much more attack speed to make it do things. If I were doing other abilities, probably better, but I was hoping to be something fancier for my build. Like the Cluster Grenade does something cool. It does that. And I know people are building around that, or I would do that, but I like my bleed build. I like the chain reaction. Basically essence drain with a crossbow. Which it does work with a bunch of other things. Well, I am running multiple heralds. If you were on Twitch, you can see I'm running Herald of Blood, Herald of Plague, and I'm running Ravens or the Ravenous Swarm. Yeah, and then I've got a couple of the Herald bonuses. So I just got Agonizing Calamity, which buffs both Plague and Blood, and then I did part of Herald damage. The third one, I think that's a negative 30% reduced damage to gain 8 critical hit chance with Plague. I don't think that's very good. In reserve efficiency, I don't know if that's really going to make a whole lot of difference. Like maybe some. I don't know. What was I digging in last? I mean, I could do the Coming Calamity, which does the other bonuses, but I'm not using those. So, could do the increased area damage, even though it's minion bullshit and I'm not using minions. What do you mean, Bob? You get all of them. Are you talking about all of these on the board? No. You only get to level 100. That's max you get. The main part of gemling is you get bonuses to the gems. That's kind of the idea of it. Like over on this side is more like bonuses towards the gems that you have in, and like this does damage per red support gem, and it's kind of goofy, but this was the main point of going gemling this time around. Gemling is like the least played, so their buff is pretty interesting. Gem quality grants socketed skills additional effects, and that was what was neat. On some stuff, it would do things like make like fireball. It will hit when you hit something with fireball, then it does a hit from every direction off of that hit. So there were some really cool things with this. It's just the things that I chose with this build aren't really the best. And then I'm getting +2 skills with anything that uses dexterity requirements. So it is strong. It just feels kind of blah with what I'm using. Like the bonus to cluster grenade is interesting. It reduces the detonation time by 40. Well, I have 52%, so that's huge. It makes it an interesting skill. I just didn't want to build all around that because that's kind of boring. I mean, not boring, but it's not what I wanted to do. Game be rude. But the hero bonuses are strong. Like, they're a nice little chunk. I don't know if I need to just get rid of the idea of using the bow that I use or want to use with this build, or I just need other stats to really push it. Like, I'm doing fine damage. Like, that's not a problem. I've seen about it. It looks interesting, but they're still lacking what the game needs. Yeah. I still say without increasing the base armor and level cap of gear and weapons, it's stagnant. The fact that I haven't put hardly any new gear on any of my characters in yeah. I do my own thing, Zilla. You know, if I wanted to just make this game sleepy time, I would just go Raxus plant build. It's insanely strong. I like a version of this that I do with Titan, using Bring Our Brain. It's really fun, really strong. You can just leap around and everything explodes. I just like the interaction between Herald of Blood with Poison. This is actually really strong with a spear build. There's a spear that attacks like insanely fast. And it's really, really strong with this. Because what Herald of Blood needs to do what it's supposed to do is attack speed. Yeah, and I like it a lot better than the first one. The end game was not as good as the first one, but they made a major update with this recent update, and it's significantly better. I like the way the game plays better. I like the way you don't have to put gems in your gear and hope for the gear to get the right slot bullshit. I like that. The only thing I wish this game had that it doesn't is hot swap for controller, because I would much rather do combat with a controller, but I cannot stand a controller for menus when I have a mouse. Like, all these games play like twin stick shooters. Why the fuck don't they have hot swap yet? Hmm. that had Spirit on it. That would be nice. That's the same as I already have. Yeah. I could, but I'm not.
Have an order?
Someone paid more than that was worth.
Nope, not worth anything. I have an answer for you there, Talent. Both. You can play both. You don't have to choose.
Thanks for the check.
Speak.
Can I help? Check back
Hello.
soon.
PoE is in Xbox as well. You just can't buy the game directly. You have to buy a supporter pack to unlock Path of Exile 2.
Go then.
It's been on console since it launched. You buy a supporter pack for PoE 2, which unlocks the game. You don't buy the game directly. You're buying currency to use in the game. In December, it will be free to play on Xbox, but you're still going to have to buy the currency because you're going to need Stash Tab. I want to throw things at this and see if I can get... Jesus, fucking demanding people. You can use... You have a bunch of slots, and you can socket as many things as you can socket. You can use every skill and every ability in the game on any class. The only thing your class does is sets where you start on the passive tree and what your ascendancy choices are. But other than that, you can mix and match pretty much anything you want as long as you have the stats that I can't really show you because you're on TikTok instead of one of the other places. Your menu for abilities is 8 directly, and then you have a modifier for 5 more. You have a left click, right click, and then I set mouse buttons. The game is available, Ewan. You just can't buy the game directly. You buy a supporter pack. It has WASD. I'm using WASD to move, but you can also do traditional as well. Yes, you hit control and then you get 5 more. If you were on, like you can see, you can't see it because it's changing, but right here at the bottom of the screen, you hold control and then you have 5 more buttons. Let's just set this in here because it's not going to let me do what I want to do. So let's go to another map. But most builds, you're not using 13 abilities. You're going to use 3 or 4. Like I have, I mainly used my fragmentation rounds. Yeah, you don't need to use 50 abilities because you're going to build a build around not using so many buttons because you need to move and pay attention to everything else. You don't want to do like piano mashing. You don't have to. I build builds on Diablo where I only use 2 or 3 buttons like as my main, and then just keep everything on cooldown. You don't have to. Just because you have a bunch of slots doesn't mean you have to use them. Yeah, you can play stuff that's... I think the gameplay itself is going to keep you from being bored. But you can use... Yeah, I mean, you can use lots of buttons if you want. But the game is way less forgiving than Diablo 4. Not if the combat keeps you busy, you know? Sometimes you don't have time to use all your buttons, like especially in some boss fights. I mean, I use a few, like I do have an AoE thing here that drops AoEs. And then if I'm on a boss, I swap my shots to do a buff or a debuff, and then but mine's built around exploding things. I mean, you can still do all the buttons at a time, but let me know when you start fighting the Arbiter if you end up using all your buttons. Okay? Or on any of the boss fights. You might, but you also might get killed too, so. I mean, I know on my Druid, I have my main ability that I hold down on Diablo 4, and then I keep everything on cooldown, but they're not necessary. Yeah, but what in Torment 10 or 12 are you using? Again, and also, these are different games. They play different. I mean, if you want a lot of buttons, you can go play, like, Enhanced Shaman on WoW, or Paladin. Well, Expert ain't shit, bud. Not until you get into Torment, 12. But it also depends on your build. You get some builds where nothing lives for more than a second. It's different. This game is much slower than Diablo. You have to go do the pit 10 to unlock. Yes. Both. Yeah, you aren't even anywhere near the difficulty part on Diablo. PoE is slower, and enemies are slower to kill because the game is slower until in-game where you're doing massive amounts of damage. You're talking about clearing Expert on Diablo. You aren't even in the game yet. You haven't even finished the campaign. Like, I do trillions of damage in 3 days on Diablo 4. Yeah, you got more to go on Diablo before you're even anywhere near the difficult part. Like, yes, it can get to the point where it's super easy. Like, you don't even get to see boss mechanics. But you haven't even unlocked any of the difficulty on the game yet until you get in torments. You do war plans. If you have the expansion, you're going to do war plans. War plans. God damn it. Did not want to fight this boss yet. I wanted to do the other thing. Yeah, this boss. I need to move up in higher maps. What was I gonna do? How do I explain to you in words that I'm not in the difficulty part yet? I have a strong build. Like me telling you that you aren't in the difficulty part in D4 when you say expert. You ain't done shit. I'm not doing shit until I'm doing map 15s. I'm not map 15s, I'm in map 5. I need poison magnitude, I think. Is that what I was going to work towards? Or no, I was working here. You just need to complete the campaign. Like I say, especially if you have the expansion. And then once you complete the campaign, or you get to level 70, I think, then you can unlock the torments with doing the pit. You have to do number 10 pit to unlock your torments, and then you're going to see a massive jump in enemy health and difficulty. I mean, you can just, if you're allowed to do the pit, you can start doing pit and start seeing the scaling. Oh, this did not complete, and this map is bricked. Fuck. I mean, both are good. The supporter pack for this is only $30. Once you own this game, you own it. If that's what the deal is for the supporter pack, then $15. Yeah. But so this game will be free to play in October. Or not October, but December. But what you're buying is currency to use in the shop. If you don't take anything else from me, this advice I tell you, do not spend your currency on cosmetics. Buy Stash Tab. You want these more than anything. You want the currency tab, the uniques tab, and the merchant tab. And then you're probably going to buy other tabs. These are what you're buying when you buy the supporter pack. You're buying this currency here is what you're buying. and that unlocks the game. But those 3 tabs are by far the most valuable thing in the game to have with that currency. Skins and shit are cool. I wouldn't spend it on armors and stuff. I would buy stash tab. If you own stash tabs on PoE1, they will automatically be in this game if they are linked. If you have your accounts linked to both, you will have some of the tabs already. Because this game is 90% stash management. And it's seasonal as well, just like Diablo. At least I didn't brick this map. Yeah, WSD with mouse. I'm using both. So I aim with the mouse and then move with WASD. Yeah, I mean, it's personal preference. I would rather use a controller, but I can't. The game doesn't let you hot swap like Diablo does. Because I don't like controller for menus. I mean, if that's a good one, I probably could sell it. Map done.
Have an order?
Notes with ranks. Doo doo doo.
All the best.
That's actually a pretty crazy one. I don't care for that quartermaster or quarterstaff part, but Herald's 20% more damage and crit hit chance. That's a pretty nice jewel. Flat lightning damage bonus. That's pretty big for a plant or some other builds. What are you worth? Worth a little bit. At least 15 to 20 exalt.
Have an order?
I would list it high.
Do what I can to
Someone
serve.
buys it, they buy it. They don't, I might use it. Alright.
Surprising, but the profit is profit.
Where's it going, Emma? What's that? Emma?
What is it?
Is this going to require at least 2 files? Okay. Not too bad. They put one in game. So if you, so there, I'm using Currency Exchange 2 or Exile Exchange 2 is what I use. But if you do Shift Alt click, it will search the market when you're near a vendor or in a sanctuary area. So there is one built in, but I use Exile Exchange 2 is what I use. But you have both. At least Exile Exchange you can use anywhere. And then the in-game one is all right. It's just limited to where you can use it. Yeah, I agree. I wish it was better than the other, but it's a tool and it's usable, so there's that. Like, I mean, I'm glad they did that, but it'd be nice if they basically implemented Exile Exchange, existing tools into the game. I mean, they added a ton, so that's a bonus. All right. The proximity monsters are the worst. Yeah, no problem. Oh no, the freezies. Ow. Oh no, a mana thief. Boo. Ooh, depths. Cool. How's your ranger coming along, Bob? Yeah. Elemental, like the lightning shot one or whatever. I think I put a might be a good quiver I put in the bank on the quad tab. Nice. Yeah, I played a poison one a while back that I really liked. It was using There was a shot that you would kind of jump back when you shot with the poison cloud. It's really good. I'm in game. I'm already after you finish all the axioms to a mapping. How's it going, Fegan? One's all right. I like this one much better than the first one. I don't like the gameplay as much. Because I don't like mouse movement. But this is also much better because you don't have to like deal with trying to fight gems into your gear. You just put gems into the thing. Well, that's good, Fegan. That rival was disappointing. Biggest thing, RX, is you want your defenses capped. Really important. And a good build. If you're new to the game, I definitely recommend a finding a build guide. Like, you probably could find a build guide for something similar to what you're doing, because it's going to help you figure out what to do in the passive tree, because I know that's overwhelming. Because without getting some good scaling going, you're going to have a rough time on high maps. I mean, Jamanra is a really good reference for some higher end bosses. He's got a lot going on, which is the Act 2 end boss. Same with Act 1 end boss can be pretty difficult if your build is weak. Alrighty, all done here. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah, it can get good. I mean, I've played A bit of druid. I like what is it called where you get rampaging one? As long as my druid's moving, everything falls over. As soon as I stop moving, I fall over.
Yes.
Have an order? What's new?
I wouldn't have given you half that. Someone paid more than that was worth.
I'll tend to the books.
I've got a couple graders, jewelers, orbs. I'll throw those in. Why are you not going to? Do I not have a currency tab? Oh, I don't have a currency tab. Here's 2 graders. I haven't gotten shit for perfects yet. Yeah, this game is way less forgiving than Diablo. Especially since you can get locked in levels. Like if you have a build that's not doing very well, you can get to a point where you can't get a higher level because every time you die, you lose 10% XP. That happens at about 64, 65 level. But yeah, get there eventually. So don't feel bad if you don't hit 100. A lot of people don't hit 100. Yeah, you'll get there. You'll definitely hit in game. Like that's, you know. And nice thing is now they kind of explain it a bit more. Like they give you an idea of what to do. It's a lot, but you'll have a better idea now than before this update. Okay, next man. No, I don't want to do that. So that is probably the most difficult part of the game is your ascendancies. You will get, there's 2 different trials. So you can get your first one at pretty low level, like 30 to 50. You can get your first ascendancy points, which is either, it's usually going to be Jinbara 2 trials. And then later you will find one that has 4 trials or 3 trials. Well, you will do your inscribed ultimatum, which will give you your second set of ascendancy points. And then there is a 3 trial ascendancy one, and then you're probably going to pay someone to help you with your 4th. I've never had my 4th set of ascendancy points. Just, I'm not that good. They are going to revamp that system, but yeah, you will get the different trial keys eventually. But unless you're paying someone to carry you through for your fourth, the likelihood of getting it is pretty low. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, same. Like third is what you're probably going to get, so you're at 6 points total. That's pretty doable. But yeah, you're going to either find people that will be doing the runs and let you tag along, or you just won't get your. Yeah, same. Yeah, yeah. If you once you do your, have you done your first ascendancy? So the fourth ascendancy through Trial of Sekima requires you to complete the whole section, I think, without losing. It's like 10 rounds, and then there's a boss at the end that is insanely difficult. And then there's a super uber version where you can't get hit by anything. You can't get hit by any like you can't lose any honor. You have one honor. Yeah, it's crazy. That is way over my pay grade. And it's just not gonna happen. I mean, I've done pretty well. I could probably do the first ascendancy trial without losing any honor, but not gonna happen on that because the other is so many trials. Because like the Scorpion alone is almost impossible sometimes, unless you're just doing crazy numbers damage wise. The other thing that's nice they added with this update is a lot of the Uber bosses that you would normally like never see. There's a quest version, so it'll be easier and you'll be able to actually do it. That'll be nice for new players because most people don't see the Arbiter. It used to be difficult to even find the Arbiter or done it. I've done it a few times, but at least now there'll be a quest version. Yeah. Yeah, it's good habit. There's a bunch of stuff like in the end game that will be expanded on the new stuff. Yeah, for sure. There is a bug now in mapping. If you're doing one of the, unless they fixed it, like the Abyss or the Breach ones, you want to get done with the Breach stuff before you do the final boss, because if you die on the final boss, it resets it and it bricks the damn map. So try to find the boss. You just have to do it again. Yeah, it's a bug. Hopefully they get it fixed. I mean, it's just a map, but yeah, I've bricked a few maps. You just have to run the damn thing again. I don't know if any of these are any good, so I'm just going to grab one. Weird. Got more rituals on this map. I'm glad they added uniques to the rituals. They made them not crap. I mean, it's still crap, but need to get some different things. Yeah, it's mercenary. Definitely legionnaire with my bleed build. It doesn't work. The rapid fire crossbow doesn't do the grenades. I mean, it'll shoot a single grenade, but it doesn't work the same because it's not ammunition. At least with this crossbow. This is the Raptor Rampart bow. It doesn't do the one thing. So with that, I tried. Because a lot of the grenades are cooldowns, and it's different than ammunition. Yeah, with Gemling, the thing with cluster grenade is pretty crazy. It does the big explosion because it's instant when you have gem quality on it. And that's from Gemling. You know, with Gemling, it gives you increased or reduced detonation time by 52%. December-ish, RX. Or you mean for 1.0? No, they said right after ExileCon, so probably December. I mean, it could be January, but right at that time, that quarter. Yeah, so there's probably going to be some mini stuff between now and 1.0. They talk about doing some like mini events, but yeah, this is the last major update between now and 1.0. Yeah, it's a good build. Still working on it, but it's a good build. Still got one more ritual in this area. And this is mostly just an interaction between Herald of Blood and Poison. Causes a neat chain reaction. And then I do, I have high velocity rounds, which does ribbon armor on them once their armor is broken. And then it does a big damage boost when I go back to fragmentation rounds. And I do have the fragmentation grenade or the cluster grenade, so I use that every now and again. It's not my main damage. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this basically plays a lot like Essence Drain Contagion, which is probably my favorite build in the game. Just so fun. Just watching it spread and everything pop, but this is a red version. Hmm. Nothing really worth anything. Get those. Save tribute for something else. One more call. Really? Yeah, I mean, you can tame regular ones with any character, but the new Spirit Walker or whatever ascendancy is pretty crazy. Everybody's taming the monkey. You don't play around. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting concept. It's super strong now. I'm sure it's probably going to be nerfed or something eventually, but definitely fun for the moment. There's a lot of strength. I wouldn't gain anything there. Mine's better.
Check back soon.
Just an exalt.
Hail. Someone is bound to buy that.
Let's go see what we can get on this. If I can get spirit on that. Like I said, Essence Ring Contagion is my favorite build. So you have to understand that class doesn't matter in this game. You could play a Titan with Essence Ring Contagion. It just chooses where you start on the thing. So my favorite build would be Essence Ring Contagion. But you can pair it with pretty much any ascendancy you want, as long as it makes sense. Let's go put you in the bank. Probably could sell those. Let's go run to the bank. It's a lot. That's why I usually say build guide's not a bad idea for your first play because it's just so much to figure out early on, but at least the guide kind of points you in the direction. And they added them in game too, like you can follow a build in the game now. I haven't messed with the interface though. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Cold resistance is good. I was hoping for spirit. A lot of resistance, but I lose my spirit, so no bueno.
Hail. Someone is bound to buy that.
That one's cool but scary. Yeah, no worries, man. Take it easy. Have a good one. Sounds good, man. One other bit of advice. Don't rune work all your gear unless you're using rune work stuff. It reduces your defenses. It cuts armor and stuff. Yeah, it cuts all your armor and shit down from what it was. I had a really good chest piece and fucking bricked it over that. I'm like, well, I'm not using that shit anymore. I mean, it probably doesn't hurt to rune work one item. Like, because having a little bit is nice for that little bit of ward. But I did all my gear. You're leveling, so it's not a big deal. Just don't do it on the good stuff.
Who's next?
I'm not understanding Spanish, but I'm guessing it doesn't work on your PC. It is on console. It's just weird how you buy it. Could be a lot of settings. It's game's pretty intensive. Are you getting that on low? Have you updated your frame or your drivers? Yeah, a lot of things. Mine will dip down low when everything's exploding. Other thing is running Vulkan. Vulkan improves a lot of things. Vulkan renderer helps. Yeah, I don't know AMD stuff, but like I said, Vulkan is what I'd recommend. It improves a lot of problems. Is it? Why is it gotta be here? Like, why am I fighting both at the same time? That is stupid. I'd fight the boss and... Rude.
Your corpse will feed the new tomorrow. Shatter.
Ah, that bricked it. Fuck.
Your corpse will feed the new tomorrow. Right. Destroy. Your corpse will feed the new tomorrow. You
Hope I
have
go the wrong way.
chance. So long as divinity disgraces the world, no one is safe. You stand in the way of hope. Tomorrow is at hand. Let the gods die. Die in a pit of lies. Godly fiends. Let them. My flesh is unimportant.
That fucking sucks. This map's bricked. Yeah, do it again. Annoying that those two are the same place. Like they have the boss and the thing at the same spot. But fight both at the same time.
Can I help?
The fool and his coin soon parted.
Good. Yes?
I wouldn't have given you half that.
I'll tend to the books.
Dark Domain? No, we have seen this one. It was like the actual actual boss.
Master, a warning. The servant of Kurgal knows you are nearing. His kind are enthralled by Kurgal's pestilence, those whose blood is blackened. When it is done, meet this one at the well.
Ooh. We only get one chance of that.
tomorrow. Rise. You fall. So long as divinity disgraces the world, no one is safe. You stand in the way of hope. Strike. Ah! My flesh is unimportant.
And it's bricked again. And I didn't get a map. Oh, dear.
What is it?
Have an order?
Someone paid more than that was worth.
I'll do you proud.
Ugh, gross.
What is it?
Quickly. A good priority.
Me at least.
Indeed.
Do this one again. Oh, damn it. I mean, luckily I got a level, but still. Kind of annoying. Brick map.
Speak. Choose what you need. See what you can achieve with that. Indeed. Yes.
Oh, fuck. Oh. That that thing's fucking gross, man. That beam instant gib. And I have resistances. So yet another map bricked.
difficult battle.
Nostril again, I see.
Of course.
Hail. Check back soon. Yes?
Doing all right, Glacier. How you doing, man? I did. We keep getting frozen and losing this damn map. It was a lot for this game. Like they redid the entire end game, changed a bunch of stuff. It's a major, major update.
I've killed enough undead to know how this ends.
Protect the Legion. Melt their flesh, foul one. Twisted and contorted. Your corn shall flow. Defiling black-blooded swine. Twisted and contorted. Your corn shall flow.
Whew.
My darkness. Right. We build. You destroy. The Savior is precious. He is all that matters. Your time is shorter than you think. When? My flesh is unimportant.
Finally finish that shit. A lot of evasion and armor. I wish I had spirit. Hmm.
Have an order?
I wouldn't have given you half that.
Good. Ah, that makes sense. So there's multiple. That's pretty cool.
The black blood is spilled. Vandroth is returned to Kurgan. They
auto resistance.
Yes? Someone is bound to buy that.
Alrighty. Well, that's going to be it for me tonight. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. I'll see you guys. Might be on later. I don't know. Y'all have a good one. Night, Bob, Phoenix, Robert, everybody. Later, everybody.